live. Just getting over to my channel now. There we go. So this is a little new how this is set up. Okay, so give me a second here. Usually I do this from sitting, but this is a much larger printer. So greetings, this is Kevin Rank, MakerFun 3D, makerfun3d.com. Just got a new Anycubic Photon 3D printer sent to me today. This comes to me thanks to Anycubic, and I plan to do the unboxing and the setup this tonight and get it going. And hopefully over the next few days I'll get a page up on my website for the Anycubic Photon and get some prints shown off there. Been a lot of help on the Anycubic Facebook group to get me to this point. Special shout out to Flint Reed for all the stuff that he's done. I'm gonna have to figure out how he levels these things. He's got a really nice leveling system that he's put together. So let's see here. Here's the box. And let's see if we can get it out of there. There we go. Well, it's unboxed. Hey. So let's start. Thankfully, it looks like it's designed to be pulled out that way. So here we go. Here is the FEP film for it. Here is the user manual for configuring it, setting it up. Here is some of the green resin that you've probably seen around. Power switch. That's kind of actually a nice little case this is in. This looks like a USB stick, 4 gig. Oh yeah, 4 gig USB stick. This is a snazzy little container. Looks like hex tool. Actually, you know what? I don't need that. We'll put that in the trash there. Then here is a whole kit. Oh, here, here's the power supply for it. And there's the plug. Kind of nice actually having a US plug for a change, because it seems like most of the time I have not been getting US plugs as of late. So in the toolbox, looks like some little screws, plastic scraper, some more hex wrenches, which I've got a couple from Anycubic as it is. It seems like Anycubic does a good job of taking care of customers. Oh, and a little mask to protect yourself when working with the resin. So this is mainly going to be just an unboxing tonight, because I really don't have the setup to do to actually get this printing at this moment. I'm going to get a pan to put it in to in case there's any spillage or anything. But I figured I'd get it unboxed and ready to go. I may actually take it into the garage tonight. Maybe run it overnight in the garage. It's been kind of warm lately. Okay. So there it is. It is technically unboxed. My gosh. I think this is the fastest unboxing I've ever done here. Okay. So here on the side, we've got on-off switch, USB. I'm guessing those are handled. Kind of convenient. Plug goes in the back. Whoops. So let us have a look at this now. Or actually, let's look at the manual. You saw that I actually pulled this all out. I'm going to switch cameras here. There we go. So I can talk to you guys here while still having this here. Let's take the rubber band off and let's get this going. Take the power plug out. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's see here. The door handle I don't see yet. That could be in here. Get some extra gloves. That'll be kind of nice. I still not seen the door handle. Wondering if it's in here. Let's see. Really don't want to pop. Oh, here we go. There it is in that bag. I think my Leatherman's downstairs, so I'm working with basically the tools in the room at hand. I still need to get this open, it looks like, to install that. Let's see here. So it actually shows extra 3 5-inch screws. Those are those. So it must be that one that goes in here. Oh, this is 250 orange. For some reason I thought there was a little bit more than that. Okay. So yeah. Let's get this opened up. So there's that. Well, here, while I've got it open, I'm gonna put this together. Wow, it's hot in here. Too many lights on in the studio. Always makes life a little fun here. Okay. Probably should just pull the one bolt out instead of pouring everything out. Let's see, I'm gonna go back. I'm actually looking at myself here. I don't see anybody in the chat room. There we go. There we go. Okay. Now, come in from the back side here and put the knob on. Yeah, that fits. Okay. There we go. Let's see which. Nope, not that size. That's the best it's going to let me go. Okay, so we've got that taken care of. Let's see here. Tells me to do that. Doesn't really say I'm taking everything apart. So let's do that. I'm going to stand back up here. Okay, so we've got the bed. Then trying to figure out how this comes out. There we go. Oh, this caught up under the top there. And looky there. Got a bunch of funnels for cleaning out the material. So let me get back down here. Okay, so there we've got it open. There we go. Take the plastic off. Make it look prettier. So I've got more resin coming tomorrow. Monicure sent me out some resin earlier this week, or this weekend I should say, at least weekend here in the US. And I should be getting that actually here, their sample set here on Wednesday or tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. I'll start printing a bunch of different miniatures and stuff. So we'll probably run a start because, you know, obviously my site's a 3D printing terrain type site. So that's probably how I'm going to start this. So let's check this. I'm just going to check the power supply really quick. Blue light coming on, that's always a good sign. And plugged in, powered up. Hey, we've got a logo coming on, like that. And it beeped. So it's touch. It's a touch screen here. Photon 5.5 version 4.1.0 LCD. It's actually kind of loud. I'm gonna. You either have a loud beep or no beep. Wish that it had a somewhere in between. So we've got a stop, a move the Z, UV detection, Z equals 0, so zeroing the bed, and then there's print right there. So you can kind of hear that a little bit. I'm not sure if you can hear, but it makes a little bit of noise, but let's be honest, it's less noise than any of my other 3D printers, so I'm not going to complain about that. So there's that. Let's see here. What do we do here? So for installing this, it says to loosen. Oh, actually, this is menu directory, assembly and leveling instructions. Let's see. Install the handle. Open the top cover. Check to ensure the 2K LCD screen. Figure 2. So it looks like I'm supposed to take this out. Let's move Z up. I always like it when it moves very well. So let's move that a couple times. Let's pull out. There we go. Pull this out. So there it is. It's got some scratches and a little bit of dust on the inside, but that looks good. And so we won't install the resin vat yet. Plug the power, turn on power. Oh, probably should have done that next. Though, to move the head, you need to move that up to get this out easier. Oh, there's a little fan inside. Let's see here. Da-da. So the instructions are here. I'm going to actually go through Flint Reed's Z leveling instructions because he seems to have a very simple, a little less simple than this, but a fairly simple method for doing it that seems to be fairly fail-safe. So I'm going to wait for that before I really get into doing this. I'm going to get this installed at least. I've actually been really excited about this. I've got some projects that I'm looking forward to. I'm going to do probably some Gaslands parts from Hayland Terrain. He's got some nice looking pieces. Probably I just backed, I think it's like Heresy something. It's a bunch of tanks and stuff. I'm going to probably print, I don't know if I'm going to print the tanks, but the wheels, if I shrink them down to Hot Wheels size. I think they'd look pretty cool on some of these miniatures. Same with Duncan Shadow's his tanks that just came out from the Kickstarter. And I'm wondering if some of those weapons could be resized down to a Gaslands or basically it's a Hot Wheels size. So got some projects on my mind that I really want to get working with this. But I'm gonna have to get this leveled, and then it's showing the slicer and how this works. This is actually a pretty simple printer to actually set up, or at least get to this point. I know that the difficult part's gonna be more the actual leveling and getting it working, but I'm actually pretty impressed with this. So yeah, I just glanced through the instructions because, as you saw, I just had opened this, so I'm kind of new to all of this here. Let's see if anybody's in the chat room. Nope. So yeah, this is something I'm going to be probably playing with over the next few days. I've got finals in school, so I have to grade some papers for my students. Just gonna, oh, whoops, did not mean to do that. Because this is not leveled yet, so I just told it to home, which means it goes down. I'm used to all my other printers go up when you, or go away when you're home. It seems like, well, actually, no, let me take that back. My Delta printer goes up when I press home, and that's kind of what I was assuming. And it doesn't on this. This acts like my other printers where it comes down onto the bed. Okay, anyhow, so I'm going to be setting this up over the next few days. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really happy to finally get a nice resin printer to be able to do really fine shapes. I think it's going to be really, really nice for some of the stuff that I'm printing and some of the stuff I'm doing. I also play Pathfinder, so of course I can grab some figures from the and have them pre-printed and such. I picked up some Fat Dragon games. They're skeletons and they're turtles. Those look really cool. And then I've got several Kickstarters that either have miniatures or have or will have miniatures as they get made. Looking at you, Shipworks. So yeah, I've got some pretty cool stuff that should be going on for this. And I really want to thank Anycubic for working with me. James, thank you very much for getting this sent out to me, or having this get sent out to me. I really appreciate it. They're taking a chance. My site's a pretty small site with just several thousand people. Well, probably a couple tens thousands of people a month visit it. So it's, as a website goes, it still is pretty darn small. And my video, obviously, my video sites are really small, but it's just extra eyes on what's going on. I kind of like this. I've got a nice setup for this. So thank you for joining me. Thank you again, Anycubic, for sending this out. And let's see what I can start printing. And you'll be able to catch it, on my site, and on my site being makerfun3d.com, as well as probably the Anycubic Photon Facebook group and the 3D printed terrain and miniatures Facebook groups. Those will probably be the places that I post the most stuff. Probably a little bit on Reddit as well. Oh yeah, probably the Gaslands groups too. So thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this unboxing of the Anycubic Photon. I know I'm a little behind the times on it, but I am looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to putting it through its paces. Watch for a review to come out here, depending on the print time, in a month or so, maybe a little less. I'm hoping to go through a lot of this material. Excuse me, it is late here. So that I can get a good read on what it is. I'm going to do Anycubic. I'll do the Monocure Rapid Resin that's coming, and I hope to do a couple other brands. I would like to just test it with a few different brands of resin, see how it does with different resins. And then also, that I've forgotten about, I don't have a curing station. Now, thankfully, here in Idaho, we get a ton of sun, so that shouldn't be a huge deal as long as the print's finished during the day. But I think this weekend I'm going to have to get some UV lights to create a curing station and some other materials. I've got enough, looks like I've got enough gloves to do at least a couple of prints. So I'm going to be good for at least a couple of prints there. Could use a better mask. I have heard it is good to get a good quality particle and fume mask. I'm still debating where I'm going to put this because of the fumes. Right there is my Delta printer, but it's right in front of the window. So I've seen some really nice deals, real nice setups where they replace this top window here and actually put a big old duct on it and then run it like a 4-inch fan out the window. Or I've actually seen it through a pretty nice filter, and people are saying they can print right next to it, and as long as it goes through a high quality filter, it'll filter it out. I'm thinking I'm on the second floor here, so I'll probably vent it outside and let it dissipate that way. On the other side, I could take it downstairs, put it in the garage where there's nothing, nobody's usually out there, and if we want to go out there, we can open the garage. So still debating on where I'm going to put it. I'm really thinking it'll be in here. I've got another set of lac table. I've got another lac table there. That white thing you see on the edge is sitting on. I think I'm going to I've got the feet so that to make a double decker safely. They're just sitting on each other right now, which isn't best. My cat's not going to be happy because he loves that to sit on it. But I think that's where I'm going to put it. I think I'm going to put it right there in front of the window. Pretty sure that's where I'm going to try it. And as long as that works, I'll be happy. If it gets too fumy, this door, my door to this computer room stays closed. So generally, any excess fumes will not be a big deal. It should vent out anyways, but and not get in throughout the house. But we'll see. We'll see how things go. So again, thank you, Anycubic, and you can visit me at makerfun3d.com. Thanks for watching.